Hey everybody, this is not really an official walk and talk, so to speak. I did one of those earlier today, and it's my refusal to spray bug repellent on my skin that is keeping my skin available to the mosquitoes that have followed me down here. I'm by the brook that you are familiar with, back near my residence. I'm down off of the main creek trail, and along the brook we can hear a little bit of flowing water here. You see that, and certainly the water is down at summertime levels. We just aren't getting enough rain here. It is cool and shady in here. It is beautiful in here. But I wanted to explain something I described in my walk and talk from this morning when I went out to the Erie Canal towpath west of here from the town where I used to live. A town I miss very much, but I know there's something better coming. Oh, and I can't wait. Beautiful breeze blowing in here right now, but I mentioned this feeling of walking like on a path, for example, like the old Erie Canal towpath, and I actually experienced it down here recently. I think it was last week, when I was doing a walk and talk down here along the creek trail, where I'm walking on a path, for example, but then I get the sensation, and this will last for seconds, maybe up to 10 seconds, where I'm walking on that path, but I'm also walking on another path at the same time, simultaneously, just like it, only better, more vivid, even more wonderful, as though it's not a path here on this earth. Does that make any sense to you? It's the feeling of walking in multiple places at one time. It's though my feet are on the path I'm walking on, but suddenly and temporarily I'm in another dimension, maybe passing through a portal, almost maybe again like walking through an open heaven. And in every case, it's a good and beautiful experience, and it only lasts up to 10 seconds. It can occur more than one time a day, and sometimes it's the feeling of being in 3 different places at one time. And I don't sense it's anything evil at all. The exact opposite. It's almost like I'm getting maybe a brief foretaste of home, a brief foretaste of paths like this one, or like the towpath in heaven. And I'm sure there are. As I've described before in a recent video, I think it was just from a couple of days ago, that I often liken the towpath to a gold paved street, and the old canal, even though it would look nothing like it, being the river of life in the New Jerusalem, running parallel with it. But I had this occurrence I mentioned in my earlier video, my walk and talk. I had this occurrence where when I was driving out to my old hometown, that feeling occurred while I was driving. Okay, now so this is different. It's never happened before. I was on an expressway, headed westward, headed out that way, and I was driving, and I was fully cognizant of where I was driving, but then at the same time, I suddenly felt as though my vehicle was up off the road, and I was closer to the sky. And yet, I was maintaining full control of my vehicle and knew where I was the whole time, eyes on the road, and yet I could see the sky suddenly more vividly, as though I was closer to it. Does that make any sense to you? Is that I was up there closer to the sky while being on the road at the same time. So it wasn't being in 3 places at one time, it was being in 2 places at one time. And there was a small, like a layer of clouds up in the sky this morning. Thin clouds, I can't think of what type of cloud, maybe cirrus, I don't know. And I felt like I was closer to those clouds, and the clouds were more vivid. And this lasted for maybe 3 or 4 seconds, and it was over. Now, I prayed about this just before I came down here to talk to you again. I prayed about this, and it's funny what the answer was that I got. I said, Lord, what am I experiencing when this occurs, when I feel like I'm in more than one place at one time? My answer to that prayer was, and this is kind of strange, I saw an image of Jesus smiling at me. That was my answer. I mean, in my head, what my head believes Christ actually looks like. You know, all we know of Christ in his physical appearance right now, I mean, we would believe from Revelation that he now has white hair, a white beard, that he would be dressed in white. But I saw an image of Jesus with brown hair, you know, olive skin, brown beard, and he was just smiling at me. That was the answer I got. Well, I take that as a good answer. I take that as a nice answer. Maybe he's giving me foretastes of home. Maybe these foretastes are in the form of little portals, or I don't know. I'm not trying to take you off a deep end or down a rabbit hole here. All I know is that these occurrences do happen. They've happened over the last, I would say, 10 to 15 years to me on occasion, but they're happening to me more frequently lately. And again, I want to know, are you having any such occurrences? Is there anything like this, good or bad, that is occurring with you? If so, please put it in the description. I wish I could describe this more fully to you. I mean, I'm not having it right now. I'm down here on a little path that comes off the main creek path. I'm not having any such sensation down here right now. I'm here, and this is the only place I am. No sensation of being any other place simultaneously. My mind is on other things. My mind is on a number of things right now. First world annoyances, which to some would not be annoyances, but to me they are. But they're first world problems. And again, I'll ask you, just like I asked you in the walk and talks, prayer requests, put them in the comments below. Folks, this is not going to be a long video because, I mean, I've already, if you watch my walk and talk, that'll take 23 minutes right there. I hope and I pray that you watch the whole thing through. But if you have had some sort of occurrences like this, and again, the feeling when I feel like, when I believe I'm stepping into multiple places, it is a feeling of peace. It's a feeling of joy. It puts a smile on my face, but it only lasts seconds, maybe 10 seconds at the longest, and it's over. All right, my friends, I appreciate you listening to me. Share your comments below. This is Jim signing off. God bless you, and I will see you soon.